Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sidney Sweeney has very keen.
Well, the left is at it again. Some of you may have seen the American Eagle ad about jeans. Sidney Sweeney, who's a model, they were losing money. They weren't making any money. So they decided to get a younger, more attractive model to model their jeans, just like Victoria's Secrets and everybody else has done. Now, the key to this is that when Bud Light went and got a dude pretending to be a 13-year-old girl, they didn't have a problem with that. They were offending the people who were actually buying Bud Light. When they were getting obese women to model the jeans for American Eagle, they wasn't making any money. They get Sidney Sweeney to model the jeans, and it's getting all kind of pushback. Now, what I like to do, I just want to show you the insanity of the left. I got ads of the left going berserk over the ad, and there's about 3 or 4 ads of Sidney Sweeney talking about the jeans. They say this is eugenics. They say this is Nazi propaganda. Talking about making a play on words, saying jeans and your genes means that the DNA matter that your parents passed down to you is racist for saying this. This is promoting eugenics. This is promoting the Nazis. The left has nothing better to do than to go about looking for some way to be offended under every damn rock. You take a listen to these nuts going crazy and take a listen to the ads. You tell me if you think it's eugenics or if you think it's Nazi propaganda, because the left is outraged. They say they're going to cancel her. Don't know what has happened to our society, but seems to me they're just hell-bent on finding something to be offended about.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
From parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sidney Sweeney has very keen.
They're literally saying the quiet part out loud, but was it ever truly quiet when you're wearing dumbass merch like this? I mean, really, make America great again. When was America ever great? Their definition of greatness was when this country was full of white supremacists and that slavery still existed. And now we have this interesting ad with a play on words where we pass on blue genes to those genetically with blue eyes. And let me just guess that they're going to market that these jeans are made out of 100% cotton. Heaven forbid that there's any poly blend or any mixture of other fabrics, because you know we will totally wrap them all up and incinerate them like we incinerated $10 million worth of contraceptives overseas and 56,000 tons of food. But there's always an exception of the mixture of different fabrics with 100% cotton, and that's when the 100% cotton is being picked by people of color. I mean, it's no accident that Sidney Sweeney's initials are
Sidney Sweeney has very keen.
So despite being in a very deep, debilitating depression rut to where I've struggled to do anything else other than lay on my couch, I felt like this advertisement was too important not to talk about, especially in the political climate that we're in, so let's talk about it, because this is literal eugenics slapping everyone in the face. And the reason why I say this so bluntly is because the only people that I've seen actually call this eugenics and say what needs to be said about this advertisement are disabled people and women of color, the two demographics of people who are literally the most impacted by eugenics. Because any other video that I've seen talking about this advertisement have talked about the comparisons to the Brooke Shields 80s Calvin Klein ad, or have talked about how boring, how vanilla, how overly sexualized Sydney Sweeney is in this advertisement. And I just want to say, as somebody who has a deep special interest as an autistic person in digital media literacy, and somebody who has deeply, extensively studied digital media literacy in my Master's of Education program, this type of propaganda, because that's what this is a piece of propaganda that will be written about in history books, because it's that bad. But this literal piece of propaganda that is being shielded by sex appeal to divert and distract from the message, to cushion the blow of the message, that is deliberately by design. Because this message of, you know, her saying that everything that she has is attributed to her genes, she's not talking about her blue genes, she's talking about her genes. And then saying that hers are blue, she's not talking about her blue genes, she's talking about her blue eyes. And then saying her eyes are up here. Like, it's not a coincidence that this message is being delivered by a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very keens.
Yep, that got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not gonna believe us until we're hung out there, but then even then I feel like they'll be like, oh no. Kind of like they are with.
Hey, American Eagle, now do black and brown women. Because black and brown women also have great genes that they inherit from their parents. Did you know that? They also have butts that look really good in genes as well. But they don't have to fit their butts into American Eagle jeans. And I realize that the point of the ads, if we're all understanding them correctly, is that you're trying to point in the direction away from black and brown women, right? Right. See, here's the thing. There's women like me out there. The white women who give a fuck. And the white women who had their mother spend a substantial amount of money at your place of establishment whenever I was a cunt of a teenager back in the day. Okay? And now I'm a mom. And now I will not be spending a fucking dime if she ever asked me to go there. Hell no. So maybe, unless you want to become the next Target, do black and brown women too.
Did American Eagle just run an ad for eugenics?
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very keens.
Totally just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and expect people not to catch that reference. Good genes used to mean racial purity in fascist circles, and now it's just denim marketing. We are watching fascist aesthetics sneak back into pop culture through fashion ads, tradwife influencers, and yes, now blue jeans. If you think this was an innocent ad, you have not been paying attention.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it.
I feel like Sydney Sweeney getting canceled for Yahtzee propaganda should have been on everyone's bingo card at this point. But believe it or not, it does keep getting worse because they have continued to drop more ads over the last few days, and today I'm going to show you the most horrific and problematic one. As always, make sure you like, rage, comment, repost, and follow along for more, but if you're not already up to date, here's what's going on. This week, Sydney Sweeney launched an ad campaign with American Eagle that is very clearly white propaganda. And in any other timeline, it might have been less noticeable, but given the current climate of things, it is extremely obvious, and it has garnered them a lot of attention, and even their stocks have gone up because of it. This shouldn't really be a shock. In the past, we've seen her with her family members who are all clearly red hat people. In the moment, some people gave her a pass for that, obviously, because you can't choose your family, but her silence since then, and this campaign with American Eagle now really seals the deal with where she's at. Obviously, the campaign goes beyond just a bunch of photos and videos in which she's wearing jeans where none of them seem to fit, which was an odd choice. But every single ad is specifically emphasizing this double entendre with the word jeans, saying that Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. That is said throughout the ads over and over and over again, and they could have chosen a number of angles to go about this campaign, but saying that about a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman right now who's dressed all like Yeehaw America, that says a lot. It's pretty obviously promoting European centrism, and it has everyone up in arms about it, but their most recent video is the most obvious and the most, like, you can't argue this anymore. Like, you know what you're doing, and I obviously have my thoughts and opinions on it, but I'll let you watch it and just form your own.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Oh, not everything's political. Oh, it's not that deep. Oh, art doesn't have to be political. Not everything's political. Sydney Sweeney just did a series of ads with American Eagle, the clothing company, promoting her good jeans. Oh, no, but they're talking about the blue jeans. Yeah. Yeah, sure. The attractive white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes is talking about just the jeans she gets from American Eagle. The blonde-haired white woman who had a parody of Make America Great Again for her mom's 60th birthday, where everyone was wearing Blue Lives Matter flags on their clothing. It's just talking about her blue jeans. Echoing very, very far right, oh, genes are passed down by parents to their offsprings. Not to their children, their offsprings. No, it's just talking about blue jeans. But art isn't political. Not everything's political. It's not that deep. It's not that deep until it is, you shallow-brained motherfuckers.